Greetings, Aries and Aries rising. This is your Western forecast for January 2024. There's going to be 5 planets all transiting Capricorn. Capricorn is all about business, being pragmatic, being grounded, and these Capricorn planets are transiting your 10th house of career matters, as Capricorn is 10 signs past Aries, or Aries rising. The 10th house is career, your professional reputation, leadership, can many times impact authority figures, dealing with the government, but also Mercury, communication Mercury, decision-making Mercury, had been retrograde the last part of December, and as of January the 1st, Mercury is starting to go direct. Now, it will take a week or two to catch up to speed. Think of Mercury when it stopped. Now it's moving forwards, moving in the right directions, but the mind, the decision-making faculty, is going very slow, or our minds are a little bit more sluggish, or not really trusting that you're making the right decisions right away. Plus, expansive Jupiter has been retrograde since early September, and it went direct on December the 30th. So now the blessings and promises of Jupiter can also begin to unfold. So before I break down what all this means for you, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find direct links to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer. Now, let's start with Mercury. Decision-making Mercury is now starting to move forwards in the sign of Sagittarius for the first 13 days. Your mind is going to be focused on Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very fiery and direct and honest, but Sagittarius is 9 signs past Aries. So your focus, your attention is on 9th house matters. 9th house can mean higher education, traveling, media, marketing, plus Venus. Creative Venus, what we value and enjoy, also went into Sagittarius on December the 29th until January the 23rd. So Venus and Mercury, especially the first 13 days, are both transiting through Sag, your 9th house. Mercury is all that learning, curiosity, communications. Venus can bring in more diplomacy, a more creative desire, more pleasure seeking. This could be very favorable for traveling, that's the 9th house, but also making long-range plans, especially with media and marketing. Some of you might be deciding to go back to school or start attending some workshops and then with the Venus, you're really enjoying it. Now, Jupiter is that planet of abundance, prosperity, growth, opportunity, and it's been retrograde for the last few months, holding back its promises, but as of December the 30th, 2023, it started to move forwards. And as time moves on, that Jupiter will also be picking up to speed, giving more of its blessings. But Jupiter was what is in Taurus, is in your 2nd house of income. And it's in your personal finances. And prosperous Jupiter in the 2nd house is bringing a lot of opportunities for financial growth. That Jupiter will be there to the end of May 2024. And that's going to go very favorably with all these planets in your 10th house of careers. Now, the sun, the first 3 weeks of every January, is in Capricorn, putting a spotlight on your 10th house of business affairs, putting a spotlight on your drive and motivation. Pluto, transformational Pluto, is at the last degree of Capricorn, joining the sun, and together Pluto remains in Capricorn till January the 20th, and then both the sun and Pluto on the same day approximately shift into Aquarius. So I'll mention that in a moment. But Mars is your ruling planet. Mars is that planet of aggression, ambition, impatientness, courage. Mars is in Capricorn as it transits once every 2 years. And Mars gives its best results in the sign of Capricorn. So a lot of that being aggressive and angry, impatient, irritable, some of the downside qualities of Mars. But when it's in Capricorn, it gives the best results because Capricorn keeps it more grounded, more focused, to really channel all that energy more constructively. And then Mercury, decision-making Mercury, which your mind is on, moves into Capricorn in your 10th house of careers, January the 13th to February the 4th. And then later, pleasure-seeking, creative, sociable Venus moves into Capricorn on January the 23rd till February the 16th in your 10th house. So there's this, especially with Pluto, aligning with the sun, transiting with the sun the first 20 days, that brings in this obsession, this passion, this drive for career matters. And then you add in your ruling planet, Mars, and Mars is that planet of assertiveness, ambition, in your career sector once every 2 years from January the 4th through February the 12th. So Mars is all that courage and aggression. So you're going to be in a mix with that obsessive Pluto. This is a very powerful, driven career period. And you may want to be initiating major new ventures, taking the lead. The 10th house can also be dealing with the public life. And some people might start being more in the media, but this you have to also be careful that the 10th house can be dealing with authority figures, your bosses, maybe your parents, and there could be all this competitiveness and drive and push. And with that Mars, you have to be careful of potential conflict with authority figures, maybe even with government officials on the downside, because the 10th house can also bring in the realm of government. Now, the new moon will be in Capricorn on January the 11th. The new moon is when your attention is all being very focalized and with career matters, and the new moon will hold your attention with career matters to the next new moon in Aquarius on February the 9th. And that Mars is in Capricorn in your 10th, really motivating and driving you until February the 12th. So this is one of the most powerful career motivating energies in a long time. With the Pluto, it might be a time of letting go, transforming, getting ready for a new push. Because the sun will leave Capricorn, move into Aquarius, which moves into your 11th house sector, putting a spotlight on group activities, teamwork, but also your long-range plans and goals. And then here's powerful transformational Pluto that a year ago gave us a preview of it moving into Aquarius, and now it'll be back into Aquarius January the 12th, January the 20th. Now it's going to remain there through the end of August. Then it'll retrograde briefly back into Capricorn, and then the end of November it's back into Aquarius for nearly 20 years. Pluto is all this obsessive transformational energies. But the sun is putting a real spotlight on these issues, especially with Pluto, from January the 20th for those next 4 weeks. And that could indicate a real drive, obsession, Sun Pluto, with your long-range plans and goals. The 11th house can also represent, on a more personal level, friendships. And there might be some huge changes with your friends, getting to see who is real and who is not. Now, so with that major alignment with career, business, leadership, launching major new projects, taking the lead, and Jupiter, expansive, fortunate Jupiter going direct December the 30th, as it's slowly opening up more and more as Jupiter is picking up speed through January. It is in Taurus in your second house of income. So that's going to go really well with all those career emphasis. And then the Sun, Pluto in Aquarius, putting a real spotlight on your long-range plans and goals. Now, this is part of the forecast where I like to now look at how these planetary energies could be impacting your health, your relationship, your business. Well, we've already focused a lot on business, but when it comes to health, having Mars in Capricorn in your 10th house, that makes it even, Mars in Capricorn, the Capricorn makes it really strong. The 10th house makes it much more visible and external and really strong. So this Mars in Capricorn can give you a lot of physical energy and stamina to really push and maybe even work long hours, 6-7 days a week, to really initiate and push these new directions. So with the Mars, which can rule your physical activity, you could be, you just have to learn to pace yourself. I don't think most of you will burn out, but you may certainly be tired from all the work to really accomplish your goals. And that Sun Pluto in Aquarius in the 11th house, that's very goal-oriented. Relationships, Venus is the planet of love, companionship, union. It will be in Sagittarius the first 23 days of January. But it's in the 9th house. Now, the 9th house is more higher education, more traveling, marketing. It's not really a social, romantic area of the chart. But Venus is that friendly, charming energies. And when it goes through the 9th house once a year, you could make more friends, be more socializing with 9th house matters. Well, if you went on a vacation, if you went on a long distance trip, that's the 9th house. With Venus, it could be a very sociable time, certainly a very pleasurable time. And you could possibly meet new friends, a new romantic partner through 9th house matters. Not only traveling, but also if you were attending classes, workshops, because that whole ninth house of education, and that Venus could be where you could be socializing and making new friends through, classes and workshops. There will be a full moon 2 weeks after the new moon. The new moon is January the 11th, really drawing your attention to career matters till February the 9th. But the full moon is always 2 weeks later, and the full moon will be January the 25th. So maybe the 24th, certainly the 25th, 26th. It can impact and influence everybody for several days. It's going to be in Leo, a fire sign compatible with Aries, a fire sign. And Leo is 5 signs past Aries. So what's coming to a head, what's being really spotlighted is the 5th house. The 5th house is the house sector ruling over romance, vacations, parties, also children. A lot of those issues may be really spotlighted. And as that Sun Pluto goes into the 11th, January the 20th, there's a major emphasis or shift on your friendships. But that could also be very favorable for expanding your social circle, for doing a lot of networking. And to wrap this up, again, Jupiter, prosperous Jupiter in the 2nd house of income, all these major planets, especially with Pluto and Mars, this compulsive energy to really advance your career, launch new ventures, and then the Sun, Pluto, if you're setting all that up by the end of January, is when you could be really looking at your long-range plans and goals in relationship to all this major career initiative. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or inquire about my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.